Welcome, my dear children, to your next science class. Today in our teaching learning session, we will be discussing about the dispersal of seeds and its agents. So, here we will be learning in detail how wind, water, birds, animals, human beings and explosion acts as the agents of seed dispersal, and we will also discuss about vegetative propagation. Children, now the question arises that why it is important to scatter or to move the seeds away from the mother plant, that is from the main plant, and how the seeds are carried away from the mother plant to a distant place. Children, you might have seen that when many seeds are grown too close to each other, they struggle, or you can say they fight for the nutrients, and even after germination, all the seedlings do not get enough sunlight, air, water and space, that is the necessary conditions required for the germination, and as a result many seedlings die. Thus, it is important that the seeds are scattered over a wide area so that each seedlings gets enough sunlight, air and water and space to grow, and this is what is referred to as seed dispersal. So what is seed dispersal? It is the process by which seeds are scattered or carried away from the mother plant to a distant place where they can get the necessary conditions to grow. Here in this picture you can clearly see how seeds are scattered far away from the mother plant. Now, we all know that seeds cannot move of its own and move to another place. So, there are 4 external agents which carry the seeds away from the mother plant and help in dispersal of seeds. These are wind, water, animals and explosion. We will be discussing about these 4 agents in detail. Some seeds have special features that allow them to disperse. So, let's find out the features of seeds that can be dispersed by wind. So, for a seed to be dispersed by wind, it should be light in weight so that the seed can be carried easily to another place. Like seeds of coriander are very light and can be carried easily by wind. Second feature is the seeds have hair or wing-like structures that help them to fly away to a distant place, like maple. Some seeds have fine hair-like structures like cotton and dandelion, and some seeds are very small in size. So, here I have collected some pictures for your better understanding. So, you can see the first 2 pictures, it is of cotton seeds, and as we have discussed earlier that cotton seeds as well as dandelion seeds shown here have fine hair-like structures, and these hair-like structures only help them to move along with the air to far off places. And this picture is of maple seeds, and here you can see clearly that the seeds are in the shape of wings, that is like that of a bird or like insect, and with this wing-like structure these seeds are easily carried along with wind to the place where they can get suitable conditions to germinate. Now let's see the features of seeds which are dispersed by water. For a seed to be dispersed through water, they should have following features. The seeds of plants that grow in or near water are dispersed by water. So, 2 aquatic plants dispersed by water are lotus and coconut. We all know that lotus floats on the surface of water, that is in the pond or lake. And have you seen the fruit of the lotus plant? It is very light like a sponge. So, we can say that lotus plant has a spongy light fruit which can float on water and can be easily carried along with water waves. Now children, you all must have seen coconut, and you will be shocked to know that coconut seeds dispersed by water. coconut has fibrous outer covering that helps it to float on water. And here you can see that how coconut is being carried with the help of water. And here in this picture, it is the outer covering of the coconut. When this is being peeled out, then only we get the coconut with hard shell. And these are the fruits of lotus plant, which is very light like a sponge that can be easily carried along with water. Now, the next agent of seed dispersal are animals. Children, we all love to eat fruits like mango, orange, jamun, cherries, etc. And then what do we do with the seeds? Yes, the seeds are thrown either in the dustbin or outside here and there. So, whenever the seeds gets the favorable condition, they will germinate. So here in this picture, you can see that the fruits, when eaten up by human beings or animal, seeds are thrown away from the parent plant. So animals and humans acts as the agents of seed dispersal. Now let's look at another way of seed dispersal by animals. There are some seeds that stick to the bodies of animals or birds and are carried away to another place. Seeds like cockleber, dhatura and tiger claw have spines or hooks that stick to the bodies of animals or birds and are carried away. So, here in this picture, you can clearly see that how seeds of cockleber get stuck to the body of animal and thus it will be carried to another place. Now, birds also plays an important role in the dispersal of seeds. Let's see how. Birds eat variety of fruits and every time the seeds are not crushed. Sometimes birds swallow the seeds and these seeds pass out through their digestive system unchanged. Means it is not digested. It comes out as it is in the form of their droppings. So, here the birds acts as a seed disperser, eating the fruits along with seeds of the mother plant and droppings the seeds as a waste to some other place away from the mother plant. Next agent of seed dispersal is explosion. The word explosion means to burst out or to explode. You can relate it to bursting of crackers. It requires lots of force. In the same way, there are some fruits which burst open or explode when they are ripened and the seeds are scattered away from the parent plant. Example of seeds dispersed by explosion are pea, poppy, ladyfinger, bean, balsam, etc. So children, today we have discussed what is seed dispersal and the 4 agents of seed dispersal. Children, now let's discuss about what is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is referred to as growing plants from other parts of the plant apart from seeds, like growing plants from stems, leaves, roots, etc. So first, let's discuss about growing plants from stems. Some plants like rose, hibiscus and money plant can be grown from stem cutting. The plant from which the stem is cut is called the mother plant. Stem cutting is planted in the soil and after a few days the stem cutting grows into a new plant. Potato, onion and ginger are stems of plants which can grow into new plants. A potato has buds on it called eyes and any part of potato bearing an eye can grow into a new plant. Now let's talk about growing plants from roots. Some plants like sweet potato, carrot, radish, turnip, etc. store food in their roots. Roots of these plants can grow into new plants. Now let's perform an experiment. Our aim is to grow a plant from a carrot. Things needed will be a carrot, a bowl, a knife and water. Method number 1. Cut off the top portion of the carrot. Second, keep the cut part in the bowl with the top portion upward. Third, pour some water in the bowl so that half the carrot is dipped in water. Fourth, keep the container in the sun and observe the carrot for a few days. Our observation will be new leaves sprout from the top portion of the carrot, and when this can be planted in the soil, we get a new plant of carrot. Now let's talk about how we can grow a new plant from leaves. In plants like Bryophyllum and Begonia, new plants can be produced from leaves. Leaves of these plants have buds in their notches along with their margins. These buds, after falling on the ground or coming in contact with the soil, grow into new plants. Thus, many new independent plants with a proper root and shoot system can grow from buds of Bryophyllum leaves. Now, let's talk about how to grow plants from spores. Plants like ferns grow from spores. Spores are found on the underside of a fern leaf. Fungi like mushroom and bread mold also grow from spores.